Are you all right? I saw that. I know you're walking along, then all of a sudden, boom, down you go. Well, Ryan.
Well, Dad.
Are we having fun yet?
I'm having fun.
So this is our weekly meeting, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, I figured we should do something while we meet.
That's true. Feels like we don't have enough time. Might as well multitask while we're at it.
That's right. So, what are we up to?
Right now, we're debarking trees and getting food for the chickens.
Why are we debarking trees?
Well, from my understanding, which isn't very much, if we leave the bark on the trees, moisture builds up in between them and it rots the tree.
That guy right there? Can you see him in there? You see those guys in there? When the bark's on the tree, these grubs get under the bark and start getting into the wood, and they rot the wood. So, not only that, but the water sits under the bark and rots the wood. Whereas if you have it debarked, it won't rot. I mean, it'll rot, but nothing like with bark on it. I didn't know that when we cut all of these. This is our hardwood pile right here, and we just started cutting into this the other day because we're using white oak for the underwater fence for the pool, which is all cut over there. Not all, but most of it's cut over there. And when I pulled out the first white oak, that's a white oak right there. That's the bottom of one. It's pretty good wood for underwater use. It's fairly rot resistant because we don't have any cedar. I've realized when I pulled it off and started cutting it, there was a lot of water rot in it. You can see where the water is soaked in. See where it's soaked in this far? Right to there? That's not good. And that's because the bark's holding it in. And here's a good example. See all of this? This is all rot. See that? That's rot right there. That's rotted wood right there. See how it's all grayish? It comes off real easy. We don't want to, we cut all this wood, we stacked it, we don't want to lose it. So I did all these logs yesterday in about 3 hours, so it won't take that long, but kind of a pain in the butt to have to do. When I started though, it was like really hard to get off. It's like this, and but, oh my God, I looked down the side. Oh my God, I almost quit. I almost quit. And then I went starting the other end, and it went zzz, it went up really well. And I thought to myself, I'm gonna quit. What else have we done this week?
We redug the pool.
Again, for the third time. But it's bigger now, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's just such a strange thing because I don't know anything about. I'm learning, but the thing about pools is lots to learn. But we are making progress. I do believe hopefully that's the last time. We also have kind of started on the waterfall rough in, so I hope that's the last time that we have to do that. But we did get 4 more loads of dirt before the starter died on the truck.
That's right.
We
the
had
dump
to.
truck.
Yeah, the dump truck's in the middle. Luckily, I didn't park it right in the middle of the drive, but it's over there stuck on the drive. I got the starter off, which was a lot much fun. It's a big, heavy starter, and we found one. It's funny, the local auto parts store said, "Oh, we can't find that," and I found it on Amazon in 5 minutes. Like, come on, people! No wonder everybody shops at Amazon. And all of the pool parts, except for the pump, are on order. So the liner will be here hopefully next week, which means we'll start showing some progress on the pool. That's big. That's taken a lot of work. We've had some rain again this week, and it's supposed to rain again. And we do find that our little shed roof is working pretty well over the sawmill. Kept the sawmill dry. I was able to cut in the rain the other day.
Very cool.
Yep. All right, load of slate. We're all dried in. Got the gravel in, sort of level, so that's where the lumber will go right there. We got logs on the bunk ready to go. Cut those up into 2x4s. We'll stack those there, and then we'll start on some white oak for the walls of the pool. Hopefully that stuff will be here next week. And then we can get the pool built so Mo can go swimming. That'd be awesome, huh? Well, I think the lumber yard is looking pretty good, pretty organized, cleaned up. We've got a big old piece of white oak on the bunk. I've cut up 4 logs the last 2 days, pine over there. And the roof's working pretty well. This big piece of white oak here is for the underwater wall on the pool. White oak is supposed to be pretty good. I think this is white oak. I hope it's white oak. I don't think that's red oak. We'll cut it and see. But that's a big boy. The size of that guy. What else? The driveway is all the way down to the main road. Now we've just got to go find some culvert, and then that'll have to be all gravelled, but I'm gonna put that off for a while too. Maintenance, we did maintenance on the machines. Oops. Yeah, you don't want to set that on the I do that all the time. I'll put it on the I'll get all those grubs, and then I'll put them in the bad boy and run home, and I'll get home and it'll be flipped over. Doesn't sound like much, but it's been a lot of work.
Been a lot of work.
Yeah, it's crazy. Just the getting ready stuff is stuff like sharpening the axes and sharpening the draw knife, which Ryan's learned to use here.
Not very well.
Yeah, it takes practice. Don't you? You have it upside down? Yeah, that's the way you want to do it. Makes a big difference.
You took down that pine tree.
Yeah, when we went to move the sawmill, after we got everything built, we realized that there was another pine tree that was in the way. So regrettably, we had to, and we couldn't push it down because there was nowhere to get to it, and the roots would have really made a mess. So we just cut it off and it left the stump. That's one of the first we've done of those.
Oh boy, here's our next doodad of a contraption, all right? That tree's got to come down because it's blocking the sawmill, so he's cutting that. So it's connected to a rope, which comes down here to a pulley system, which is then held on by the excavator. Yeah, I'm not worried at all. And now the tree's down.
Yep, tree's down. Tree's going down, tree's down. Yep, so it worked fine. Cut it, dropped it right where I wanted it, no worries. So the tree was in the way, right? I should have taken it down earlier, but I need to get that sawmill over a little bit and flush here so we can roll the logs on it, and that tree was making it where I couldn't roll a 16-foot log on there, so. And I couldn't push it down because I would have had to push it between that tree and that log, and I didn't have much room between that post and that tree, so we just cut it down. It won't be in the way. So now we can put the sawmill where it goes. But yeah, I think, of course, we keep getting gravel. Oh, I know what else is going on. The drive motors. We've had an ongoing issue with the drive motors. I don't know if anybody watched the videos from last summer where we changed out the drive motors, which was horrendous in the mud and the rain, hydraulic fluid. Well, it turned out that the gear drives, the ring teeth, which are these guys right here, the ring teeth it kept throwing the track, and I couldn't figure out why, and I kept working with the guys, and this is the drive motor, this is the ring teeth here, and then I finally pulled it back off. I pulled the ring tooth off and set it on an old one I had, and it didn't match. So I called him, I said, this isn't the same, and it turns out that our ring teeth are different, that they have a 10-degree cant. So instead of being completely vertical, they're canted 10 degrees. And so instead of being canted, that thing is straight and it keeps throwing the track. But they don't rebuild our original drives, and they don't have the ring gears. So they had to order parts, and Takeuchi doesn't make ring drive kits anymore. So they had to order all the individual gears, all the individual seals, all the individual bearings, and rebuild it. And just yesterday or day before, they told me they had it rebuilt and had it on the test bench, and they found out one of the bearings was 3/1000 out of too small, too big. And they were worried about that, so they were ordering new bearings. So hopefully the drives will be here next week, and we'll have to pull both drives off and ring gears and replace those. Yeah, 50% time maintenance, 50% time actually doing stuff. So I think that's all right, Ryan.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And we're out here in shorts and t-shirts. The weather's
wonderful weather.
And the leaves are starting to pop out, and we are very, very happy about that. But it's going to rain for spring. Oh, we're starting on the garden too. We've been working in the garden. We already did a video on the chair, on the big blue chair. Yeah, we did a video on that. So the next thing down in the garden is we got to figure out the fencing. We're going to change the fencing from what we did back in May last year. March, April, May, probably May. So, because we did have animals getting in and eating our corn and other stuff. So we're going to try to do something about that. So that's coming. That's on the list. So.
Uh-oh.
Are you all right? I saw that.
Where's my shoelace?
Oh no. I know you're walking along, then all of a sudden, boom, down you go. If you need something, holler, we'll come help. So that's the, who knows what happens, right? So there we go. Is that good?
Yep.
All right, subscribe, punch the button, do all those things y'all know how to do. I'm too old for that stuff, but all that stuff you need to do, get us some views. That'd be nice.